Hey folks, walk with me. Well, we've been walking here for quite a few episodes at this point. And I didn't bring it with me because I thought about it and I was trying to think of a way to do it that would make sense, and I just thought, this is silly, let me just talk about it. I just talk about everything else, right? I don't usually have a prop. So litter pickup walk. Seems obvious, but took me forever to start doing, even though I like to get outside and I like to walk. It's never occurred to me to have a couple of simple pieces of equipment, if you will, with me in order to have an added bonus, if you will. I'm not saying that this should be or could be every walk. You can take different walks you can take walks for many different purposes, right? And probably don't always want to be on the lookout for a litter. But I went to my local hardware store, got myself a grabber. So one of those, you pull the trigger, it's on an arm and it just does this when you pull the trigger. And so it's an easy, sort of relatively mess-free, sanitary way to pick up litter. And then what I've been doing to try to amplify my goody two-shoes aspect of it is to reuse bags from bread. They actually work really well. Those long loaf of bread plastic bags that you get. So instead of bringing a garbage bag, which is a lot to fill, and so if you're just going to toss it afterward, you're probably going to toss out a lot of an unused bag. And this plastic is already in existence, serves one use, right, of holding the bread, keeping the bread fresh. And so this way you get your bag, and it's sort of the right size. Another one is just the shopping bags that you get, paper or plastic. And so my kids love to do this. Also is another thing. If you have kids of the right age, I suppose, who are willing to accompany you outside, then they might be really interested in this. If they are, again, of the age to really like to play with things that they shouldn't be playing with, this is a good way for them to get to pull the trigger and use the grabber to pinch those hands together for a good cause. And so typically I carry the bag, they do the grabbing, and they're not superb about keeping their eyes peeled for the litter, which is fine. So I do that as well. But yeah, that's been working really well. Now, one thing that I will say that I tried to do with no luck thus far, at least, but I'd be interested if somebody's doing this, if they do have luck with this. I tried to combine this with expanding my community spirit, if you will, my longing to find somebody with sort of similar mindsets, similar ideals, to just share a conversation and a walk with. So I posted on, I think, just one of our local Facebook groups, said, hey, I have this grabber thing, and so a couple times a week I go around the neighborhood and look for litter. If you'd ever like to join me for a chat while we walk around and pick up litter, I would love to have a buddy. And no one replied. I got a couple thumbs up, but no one replied. So we'll see if that ever occurs. I even tried to say, if you don't have a grabber, that's fine. You could bring a glove, right, which is a decent-ish alternative. Or I said you could also just do the grabbing and I'll carry the bag, or vice versa. And so we could still just be two people, one grabber, one bag. But no luck yet. Such is my endless search for companionship. But so it goes. But yeah, just something I wanted to share. It might be super obvious, and The grabber was surprisingly expensive. So just be aware if you do want to go the grabber route, you might be sort of like, whoa, I thought this was like a $10 thing. It's like double or triple that. So just know that. But otherwise, yeah, if you can couple up taking your walks, getting some steps in, whatever, with trying to keep your neighborhood as litter free as possible, you know, plus, right? Bonus, whatever it is. All right, folks. Well, we got in probably close-ish to 6 minutes by the time I end up wrapping this up. We know I have a tendency to be long-winded. It's one of my many superpowers. And yeah, if you do some cleaning up, and if you have any luck finding a buddy or anything in addition to what I've mentioned that just works really well, please leave a comment below. And if you didn't walk thus far, I still appreciate it. And as always, I will see you in the next video.